Hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Today, we're back on Le Mans Ultimate for another GT3 series. Of course, we started one last year. We did a few rounds of the RCI Super Sprint, but series wasn't going that well. Struggling a little bit to be competitive in Split 1, sort of tail end of the field to make for the most interesting races. And even if they were going interestingly, well, we got murdered in all three races. I didn't stream the third one. I was a little bit busy at that time. Still did the race, but got murdered on lap 1, and internet went out 10 minutes in. So nothing was missed there. But yeah, we're on to a new series. We're not continuing the RCI series this year. It is round 2 of oNiD's GT3 World Sprint Series. Last week we had round 1. Unfortunately, I had to do the broadcast stream for it, so wasn't able to take part round Bahrain. But it was a very interesting race, very close, quite a few good battles, very competitive. So, yeah, welcome. Gonna be interesting to see how this goes today here at Interlagos. Times got quite close here. There's, well, 4 of us within a tenth of a second. Some people yet to set time. Some people probably got to find time during the race. We are one of a few Corvettes, for it to be exact. Highest placed in qualifying, which is quite nice. The practice time was a race run, fuel saving a bit too, since we have 2 times fuel usage for the 45-minute race. Does mean we will need to pit. But yeah, we're going to maybe go an extra lap compared to everyone else and at least have a shorter pit stop. Right, should be taking over to qualifying in just a moment. Noon time. It is noon time. There we go. 15 minutes of qualifying. Waiting for the green light. Putting a little bit of temperature into the brakes. Also trying to take it a little easy on the tires. Don't want to wear them excessively before we even get out on track. We're going to try and get 2 stints of 5 flying laps. So we are. Ooh, that car is sketchy on cool tires. Turn 6 here. One of the more difficult corners of the track, especially with the setup. The rear end can be quite unstable when you attack the corner. But main thing at this point is just to get some heat into the tires. It's really the 4th and 5th lap that we're looking to go quickly on. Temperatures quite on the cool side, 20 degrees ambient, 20 degrees track temp as well. Hence the first lap being as tricky as it was. So, our first semi-competitive lap, you could say, coming up. As we finish our first timed lap. Yeah, these times, like 3-4 seconds off what we'll see. Braking a couple of car lengths after the 50-meter board into T1. Get the car hooked in, keep it tight, open up turn 2. You want to carry as much speed through here as you're flat out through the long left-hander of turn 3, so you carry all the momentum, all the speed down the back straight towards T4. Braking just after this little service road here. A little bit wide for the apex, maybe needed to be a little bit earlier, but of course still waiting for the tyres to come in. Flat out through turn 5 on the exit now to turn 6. Brake in a straight line, turn in, not to unsettle the car once you're off the brakes. Use a bit of the exit curb, open up the exit and the entry to turn 8. The long left-hander of turn 9. Quite an odd corner, you want to straighten the car up for the exit. Use the curb too to help you straighten the car up. Another short braking zone for turn 10. Then you want to try and be flat out, fighting the car a little bit through turn 11. Now into turn 12, very important corner. You want to get a good exit here, as you'll be flat out all the way up the hill to the start-finish line. Of course, keeping to shorter distance. Rear end likes to float around a little bit through turn 2. Not quite getting the car turned in, a little bit wide through turn 3, compromising our exit a little bit. Rear end moving around as we go over the crest on the exit of 7. A little early on the brakes for turn 12. That's a bad line. Costs us a couple of tenths. Cost us a little smidge of time too when we start our next lap with the run up to T1. Final lap of this stint. Oh, car just sliding as we try and turn it into turn 4. It's cost us quite a bit of time, a few tenths. Yeah, that wasn't any better through. Well, might as well pull over and get started on our next stint, because we do need to get a move on if we want to have time to complete all 5 laps in it. Just got bumped down to P11. Oh, we're going to be very tight on getting all 5 laps in here. Can't afford to wait around. I think we are just going to miss the final lap. By like 5 seconds. It's gonna be tight, so it is. Bumped down now to 14th place. We're still going to have at least 1 lap that's going to be competitive in this stint. It's just whether or not we get a second. I mean, hopefully our 4th lap is good enough that we technically don't need a 5th, but you know, we would like to have it just in case. I mean, like that, even on the cold tires, we get a much better exit from turn 12. Yes, so we have 3 minutes 15 seconds to complete 2 laps. I think we should be okay. A little deep into turn 1. But the car still sliding a bit as the tires are still on the cool side. That's what happens when you're just a little too aggressive on the entry to 6. Managed to save it. Pleasant goodie. The rear tire's any good. Oh, it's going to be very tight to get these 2 laps in. I feel like it's going to be we either get both of them in or we get none of them. Are they on the brakes? Got the better exit we were looking for, but still left time throughout the lap. One more lap. Oh, the rear end just snapping out there. I mean, what we literally need 15 thousandths to get 2 places here. It's gonna be tough. A little bit wide there. Find a little bit of time, but not enough. That slide through turn 4 ultimately costing. And we had 2% to spare on the VE, so 2 litres of fuel. Could have saved a little bit of weight. How close it is, that could have been quite important. Well, that 15 thousandths would have got us 3 positions. Those mistakes are so costly. I mean, I did the same time in race trim, fuel saving, and I only matched it in qualifying. That's not good.
Go to the grid for a race start.
Yeah, that wasn't a good qualifying session. So yeah, it leaves us 17th out of 29 drivers. Yeah, right in the middle of the pack, not really where I want to be. Uh, just wanted a better challenge in the race itself. I mean, we'll see how it goes. If we can make positions up, yeah, it could be a fun race. It certainly could be. But hopefully we have the pace to do so. But we'll also be fuel saving a bit, which won't make it any easier. But yeah, thanks for the best of luck.
Formation lap has started.
Someone, I think, didn't go when they should have. Right, here we are then, waiting for the green.
Green flag, green flag.
Just being on the outside there was not an ideal place to be. And McLaren being very cautious, which is annoying, getting stuck behind them. Porsche here has a DT. Porsche still there, but finally get ourselves in front on the outside. Just trying to get a good exit from 17, or from turn 12. Everyone's going to be tucked up into the slipstream. See if we can get 2 places here. Leave the BMW space on the outside, but they're not going to be able to hold it there, and we're back up to P17 where we started. Now We want to close down the gap to the car in front, getting the slipstream before the start-finish straight. We're not quite there in the slipstream, which is annoying. Now this is where we start to feel safe. Car was spun there. There's a Corvette. Just not having the confidence with the car through turn 11. Dropping out of the slipstream again. Porsche got a really bad run through the first couple of corners here. Porsche too late on the brakes, trying to hold on to the place. Again, try and push to catch up to the next car in front. Looks like the BMW behind is going to try and pass the Porsche. Oh, great, looks like race labs crashed. So these are my relative. That's ideal. So you can see we've saved a couple more percent than the car in front. Yeah, we have the most of anyone around us at the moment, which is good. Not by a big margin, but we're still early in the stint. Only 5 laps in. Try and chase down this Aston Martin. Can see the field in front of us hasn't spread out too much. Everyone's so similar pace. This part of the field. You know, qualifying was so important. And start of the race as well. Lamborghini has a big twitch there. That's going to start to bring us into this three-way battle now. I see where straight line speed is like compared to the Aston. Oh, the Aston's fallen out slipstream a bit. Relatively easy move there. Now we turn our attention towards Lamborghini in front. Just about within the slipstream of the Lambo. Look at that, one of the BMW in front, 42% energy. Much closer to Lambo this time. Lambo's a lot more aggressive on the throttle. Had a bit of a snap of oversteer, but seems to have still got a good launch. And even in the slipstream, we're barely closing in. Ooh, fighting going on up ahead. The BMW going very defensive. Understeering there. Front right tire starting to struggle a bit. Fastest lap for the race from the leader. This is starting to become a bit of a nearly a 5-car train. BMW going defensive and thus slowing themselves down. Bit too much carb there at T1 on the inside. Even closer this time on the Lambo. But I'm pretty sure the Lambo is still pulling away ever so slightly. That would have been an aggressive send if we went for it. Car's starting to understeer again. Turn three that time. Ah, a little too deep. Maybe I should have been a little bit more aggressive into T1. BMW and Lambo have swapped positions, but they're still fighting. Lambo is just within a slipstream of the BMW. BMW's going to be pitting end of this lap. BMW ran wide there. I was thinking about whether a move would be possible or not, but with the yellow flag, wouldn't be allowed to make a move, even if we could have. Ah! Just tried to hang it around the outside there, but the rear of the car said no, not doing that. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, if the rear didn't have the rear end slide away from us there, I think we maybe could have got that place. Not too aggressively into the pits, a little bit cautiously, but yeah, should be good. Oh yeah, that's... We've closed up some of the gap. But yeah, I think we would have jumped both those cars if it wasn't for that spin. A little bit wide there. Can see how much shorter our pit stop was on the relative with our previous laps. If the two Lambos in front start to fight, that'd be good for us. Have a lapped car as well here. Have lost a little bit of trust in the car now after that spin. That's nice. Kim just stuttered for a good second there. That's a lapped Porsche spun. I think that little freeze cost us half a second. Porsche just not going to accelerate on the racing line. Good, cost us another half a second. Thank you, Porsche. I think they asked him behind how much they've overfilled. That's definitely cost them positions. We need the Lambos to fight more. Both of them invalidated last lap. Oh, Aston behind made a mistake last lap. They've dropped a couple of positions again. You can tell the Lambo in front, leading the two cars in front, has lower wing than the one following and chasing them. Close to a few tenths that lap. I think we're also catching the Mercedes. Up ahead too. Fortunately, we've got a lap car, so we can't see their last lap time. We'll see what their time is for this lap, though, in a moment. 7.2, yeah, that's a bit off the pace. I mean, we did 36.1, so we were a second quicker that lap. I don't know if the lapped car had any involvement there, though. Got another lapped car coming out of the pits. Porsche, hopefully they don't hold us up as they let the two Lambos go before T4. There we go, let us go. Time is running out, less than 5 minutes left in the race. Are we going to see any desperation in front of us? Mark's time 6.6, so they picked up the pace a little bit. We're still going quicker. but only 3 laps remain. I think the Mercedes is a little too far away. We just need the 2 Lambos to start fighting. Start running side by side. Thought about it. Oh, the car turned in very nicely there. Oh, I think they're starting. Bell is poking the nose out looking for moves, and I think Silver ran wide. Made a mistake because of it. They are bumper to bumper as they cross the start-finish line. They're going to go for it into T1. Oh, looks like they just backed out. But they both lost time. Still from the defending and attacking into T1. Gotta be careful not to let the rear end spin around again through T4. Oh, Lambo in front has issues. I don't know if they started to get some oversteer and took a lot of action to try and avoid it. We can run flat out for this final lap, no saving at all. But 1.2 seconds back, will it matter? I don't think so. Oh, rear end sliding around so much through T1. We're closing, but we would need a lot more time than what we have. P12 then. If we had those 15,000s in qualifying, started 3 places further up, we wouldn't have been behind the McLaren. We wouldn't have got held up. Have lost places at the start. That would have been like 5 seconds in race time there. Um, and then we might not have been in that fight behind Silver for towards the end of the first stint. Wouldn't have had that spin. That was 8 seconds. We maybe could have been 13 seconds up the road. I think we could have been in this Porsche McLaren Lexus battle round 6th to 8th. I think we maybe could have been up towards there. But yeah, that is always is what ifs. And when you have some what ifs, it's like a lot of things could be different then. But the strategy was good. I mean, we ended with like what 1% VE. Yeah, could pushed a little bit more in that second. The energy a little bit more in that second stint, but yeah, you don't want to risk it. You just want to get safe numbers, especially when you have 2 times fuel usage. That essentially that it might have been like 1.5% is like less than 1% normally on 1x. So it's tight enough. Um, but yeah, good battles. I don't think we had the ultimate pace. The ultimate 1 lap pace. But um, the consistency was there. The pace at the end of the race was there. I think that's where it was one of our stronger points was the pace on the second stint. Coming towards the end of the race, we were still doing low 36s. I think quite a few people, mid 36s. When they were doing 35s, as you can see in the first stint, we didn't quite get there in the first stint. So yeah, interesting. Seems like maybe we'll be a bit stronger in the second half of the race, but yeah, just need to get that better qualifying position and have a better start really, if we want to look at yeah, to get ourselves a little further up the grid. Yeah, so let's go do it for this stream. A short one, 1.25 hours. But yeah, short series is sprint race after all. Yeah, it truly was a sprint indeed. Yeah, fun race. Looking forward to next week, where we are going to be heading to Qatar. Well, not looking forward to Qatar that much. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Good fun. Good fun. So yeah, hopefully next week can be just as good racing wise, even if the track isn't as good. There's not many tracks as good as Interlagos, let's be honest. But yeah, that's just the way it is. So yeah, thank you, Kiki. Thank you, Thor. I'm just going to say I'm not going to butcher the first name for chatting a bit. And thank you to those who were lurking through the stream or watching the VOD back. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll be back on Tuesday for our Supercars American Tour series on Assail Corsa. We're heading to a track called Tamiami Park. It's a fictional track in Miami, street circuit, but it's a very interesting circuit. It would certainly, it would fit right on the Australian Supercars calendar. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's quite a short track. It's by like 1 minute 5 seconds compared to the longer tracks we've started the series for. So should be quite interesting. Should be a bit more traffic at play, especially with the differing strategies. But yeah, should be good fun. Until then, have a good weekend, everyone. Hope and a good start to your next week on Monday. Till then, take care. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Also, count that up to another time the game's just randomly turned on the menu music without me wanting it on. Thanks, game. Like, please. It's been a year at this point of you just turning it on for no reason. If you're gonna force your menu music on, at least make it good.